Today's best country and your all-time favorites, 104.7 The Bull. It's Lyman James, and you've heard us talking a lot about a big date coming up October 3rd, and all of a sudden, that's not far away at all. Gene Watson is coming to the Burford Theatre, beautiful, historic Burford Theatre in Arkansas City on October 3rd, 7 o'clock, and we'll talk more about tickets for that show here in just a couple minutes, but also on the bill for that night, very excited to have in the studio with us today, a very talented gentleman, Taff Simmons. Hello, Taff.
Good morning. It's great to be here.
It's great. It's great to see anybody walking here with a guitar when I know in advance they really know how to play it.
Well, I'm not a real guitar player. They're going to find that out pretty quick, but I do the best I can.
But certainly a singer-songwriter for many years.
Yes. Yeah, I'm a writer. That's where my heart's at. My heart's in the writing of it, but I can sing a little bit.
So looking forward to this night with Gene?
Oh, man, I'll tell you, for an old country boy like me to be on the stage with Gene Watson is a big deal.
I think maybe some younger country fans will go, what? Gene Watson is. Let's talk about him. When you talk about the way that you revere him, think of him, how would you describe Gene Watson?
I was a young man running around these parts many years ago, and he'd come on the jukebox, the radio, and everything, and out on the oil rig or something. We listened to him, and I've been a Gene Watson fan for a long, long time now.
A lot of big hits. Been a fan of him for a long time, and now you're going to be playing with him. Again, this is October 3rd at the Burford Theatre in Arkansas City. Let's talk about you, your story. Singer, songwriter, love writing the songs.
Yep.
Let me just tell you this. You clearly can play very well. Thank you very much. You might want to diminish that a little bit, but let's talk about your musical journey.
So much of the music that I've written originated around these parts, Ark City, Wichita, down here, just the whole area. I was running around getting material to write songs later. I call myself a recovering outlaw now.
So these songs are from experience.
Yes.
And that's the way it is for songwriters.
Yeah, and I think for the artists, if you can tap into something that's got some real life to it, it's
that's authentic.
Yeah,
really stands out. So when did this start for you? I mean, is this something that when you were a kid, did it come along when you were listening to certain people on the radio? How did this?
My dad was an incredible singer-songwriter, so I grew up with Waylon, George Jones, all that kind of stuff, and I just don't remember a time where I wasn't writing some kind of a poem or singing some little thing here and there, and on my way to being a writer. And it wasn't until I put some of my material in front of some real writers, Gary Gentry with I got that song from him, Razor Strap, but he wrote for George Jones, Ray Charles, Johnny Cash, David Allen Coe's The Ride, and wouldn't you know it, that old Simmons boy from around here got one too.
Well, it's pretty exciting, and I love your voice. We're going to be playing a couple songs. You're going to do one live for us here in a minute, right?
Sure, you bet. Yeah.
We're going to have Taff do one live here in the studio, and then we've got another one to play here at the end. Let's talk about this song that you want to do for us now.
This song's called Prayer Chain. I got to tell you, Lyman, I've known a few women in my life. I've known some real mean ones, and this song is about as mean as you can get. Now, I may have deserved it, but boy, the song in this, the woman in this one really knew how to put an end to a relationship.
Well, that kind of threw me there because the song's called Prayer Chain, right?
Right, yeah, with a twist.
All right, well, let's let you take the microphone. It's Taff Simmons here in the studio, and this is Prayer Chain on the Bull.
Prayer Chain. When I came to this morning, still had the bottle in my arms. The daybreak through the window tells me that everything's gone. Now I get the sense that it's this time she won't be coming back no more. She packed it up while I slept it off. She didn't even close the door. But wait, there's more. There's a note on the floor. It says, I took your name, baby, right off the prayer chain.
I called your mama, I called your dad. I'll do my best to explain your situation to the children, but I've told them all the lies I'm gonna tell. I took all the money from your pockets, didn't leave a damn thing here to sell. This ain't the first time that she's found me in this state. It's just the first time since the last time I put that look upon her face. So on a page ripped from my Bible, that woman never did know how to spell. But she was clear enough, she'd had enough, says, I'll see you in hell. And still there's more. In a note on the floor, I took your name right off the prayer chain. I called your mama, I called your dad. I'll do my best to explain your current situation to the kids, but I've told them all the lies I'm gonna tell. About to take your name back to the courthouse, and I call the law. They're about to come take you to jail. She took my name off the prayer chain. Somebody, please pray for me. I've seen the inside of that cage. It's enough to drive a grown man crazy. She must feel like I ain't leaving here alive. She took everything but me and a loaded 45.
Wow. It's called Prayer Chain.
Prayer Chain, yes.
Man, thank you so much for doing that. That was awesome. And what a story. I mean, I was in it from the get-go.
But I can tell you I survived that one.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here, buddy. That's called Prayer Chain, and you're listening to Taff Simmons here on 104.7 The Bull. Taff will be performing in concert along with Gene Watson October 3rd at the beautiful, restored Burford Theatre at 118 South Summit in Arkansas City. Now, in order to see and hear, we need you to get online, get tickets, onfireconcerts.com. Was there, now Kelly, if you want to lean in here, was there some difficulty on tickets?
Well, sometimes, some of the Gene Watson fans may be a little bit older,
right?
And sometimes it's hard to maneuver around some of those websites. But if you have a hard time getting on and purchasing them, then there's a phone number on there. Just call Ron up and he'll get those tickets in place for you.
All right, advance tickets now on sale. And again, we're talking with Taff Simmons here today and looking forward to this show. So what are these days like for you? Are you getting an opportunity to get out and sing great songs like this one to folks?
I did a little thing. They've got a First Thursday or something thing they do up in Ark City.
Yeah.
And I got to go up there and practice a little bit.
Good.
And it was cool. It was about 106 degrees out, so so yeah, but it was great, yeah. And so I got to introduce a little bit of my music. That song I just wrote, Prayer Chain. I've never released that. I've never done that in public before.
Wow, a first right here.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the feedback. Maybe I'll go ahead and cut that.
No, man, it's that is a powerful song. There's one by Hardy. Do you know the song I'm talking about? Get in the Truck.
Oh yeah, yep.
I even said it on the radio a couple days ago. The first time I heard the words to that song, it was kind of chilling at the end of the song.
Yeah, that's a real writer.
And same thing though. When I heard you as you were bringing this thing to climax at the end of the song. It was that same kind of vibe.
Thank you for that. Thank you, sir.
Pretty powerful stuff. If folks want to follow you, you're on Facebook or any social media?
Facebook. If you Google Taff Simmons music, anything like that, it'll bring you around to me, and I'll pop right up. You won't have to scroll down through it.
Okay. Taff, Taff.
Taff, yeah.
Simmons.
Yeah, that was my dad's middle name and my son's middle name, and of course I took it because Bill. I was born Billy, and it just don't stick out like Taff does. So it's kind of
a great name.
Smart.
Taff Simmons. Well, I'm really grateful for you taking the time to make the drive to the studio and to spend some time with us, and appreciate you also sharing that song.
Thank you, sir.
Really, really good stuff. Taff Simmons with Gene Watson, onfireconcerts.com. That's where you go for tickets, onfireconcerts.com. Concert is October 3rd at 7 o'clock. Looking forward to it. Taff, thanks. Appreciate your time.
I appreciate you, man.
And to your very talented assistant there, Kelly.
Yep.
Thanks as well. You've been listening to Taff Simmons here on The Bull. Got one more for you as we go. This one's called Ghost. You want to talk about this song?
Without getting too far off in the weeds with a geography and a history lesson, I'll say that I research everything. And when I started going over to Nashville and doing a little recording and hobnobbing a little bit, I started researching the history of Nashville. And outside of Nashville, there was a place they used to call the Smoky Row. And soldiers from the Civil War, from both sides of the Civil War, would come there and spend their money on whatever these girls were selling.
Yeah.
So it was just a big 4 or 5 block long brothel is what it was. And I just imagined all the ghosts that would come out of that time, and for all kinds of reasons, you know. And I actually hit that D minor right there, and I started writing a song off of that sound.
Very cool. Well, we get to hear it now. Here's Taff Simmons, who you can see and hear live October 3rd. It's Ghosts on 104.7 The Bull.